Alright, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a bit of an exploration from a bigger YouTube channel that I've seen called from Carthu. Carthu's Dojo, stuff like that. Basically what he does is this series called, basically it's a series where he takes a fictional character and gives them a team of 6 Pokemon. And yeah, I'm sure there's other people who have done stuff similar to this, but this is basically my take on one of his videos, and I just want to get that out first and foremost. Just want to be transparent. A bit of a rule set. Kind of going to be going by his rules. One starter, one legendary. But if I can't find any other Pokemon, and I think that let's say 2 legendaries fit this character better, I'm going to use 2 legendaries. Same if it's a starter. I'm going to use 2 starters if I think it fits the character better. But yeah, we're just gonna hop right on into this. And with all that getting out of the way, as you can tell from the thumbnail, the first character we're gonna be doing is Simone from the anime Gurren Lagann. So up first, we're gonna have our starter. Now this was limited to 2 choices in my opinion. The first one would have been Sobble, because I think that Sobble represents early Simone very well. Kind of like the timid, a little bit somewhat cowardly, almost like a crybaby, like Sobble. But my problem with that is that doesn't, my problem with that is that it just didn't do a full representation of Simone throughout the entire show. And I kind of wanted to do something, because other than the crying, I don't think Sobble fit Simone very well, so I decided to go with Cinderace, as you can tell from the thumbnail. But the main reason why I picked Cinderace was because of his G-Max form, where he has he gets on top of his giant pyro ball and he does like the Gurren Lagann pose like Simone and Kamina. And also the Pokédex entry fits it very well, stating infused with Cinderace's fighting spirit, the gigantic pyro ball never misses its targets and completely roasts opponent. So yeah, and I thought that's a perfect example of Simone and Kamina and all of Team Gurren. Okay, and with that, now we're going to go on to the moves. Now, while G-maxed, every move becomes like a G-max form or a G-max move. I'm not going to do that. If I think that the G-max move fits, we're going to use that. But if not, if I think Dig fits a Pokemon better, we're going to use Dig and not G-Quake or whatever the ground G-max move is. So up first, we have Coaching. I think this move goes great with the speeches that Simone gives in several episodes, which boosts the morale for Team Gurren, and according with the attack and defense stats being boosted in game. So again, those speeches, especially with I believe it's episode 12 or episode 11, when Simone is going against one of the 4 generals, the beast generals, and he gives off that very first speech, and how everybody's morale gets boosted and their attack, pretty much, their fighting spirit gets boosted. This isn't necessarily a almost character trait or just in general, but again, episode 12, I believe. Hey, me from the very far future. So I just realized when I'm editing that I didn't actually say the name of the move for this one part. It's Sunny Day. I just felt like I was just saying whatever I was just saying whenever this part goes in. Sunny days, Soraya days. Again, like past me said, it's not perfect, but it's my video and I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to. Because that's what I have written down on my script. Is when Simone makes his first speech, the sun shining, and I also think that it's just, Soraya days is how you pronounce it. Sunny day, Soraya days. It's not perfect, but it's my video and I'm gonna do whatever I want to. Endure, because Simone has endured through a lot of things, from the death of his parents, and then, spoiler alert for if you have not seen Gurren Lagann, 1, if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then Kamina's death was definitely one of the lowest points in Simon's life, and he endured the death of like the closest person to like his brother. He endured the death of his brother, and then he endured through Rossiu sentencing him to death, and him just accepting the fact that he was going to die. He accepted that, and he endured through that. And then, when Nia disappeared, he endured through that, and as we see in the epilogue, he just goes off, becomes just some random dude in some city, just talking to this kid. He endured through all that, and that's why I picked Endor. Alright, so last up, we're going to be using Fire Punch. This one, I just kind of picked it just due to the fact that Rossiu was about to, like, click himself. Simone, with Kinon, they teleported to Rossiu's location. He jumped out, like, he came flying out of Lagann, and he's just like, let's see you grit those teeth, and he just punches Rossiu back right in the face, just like Kamina did to him. And I think that it just like fired, and it fired up Rossiu to not do what he was about to do. The only reason why I'm not saying that word is because I don't know if that will flag this video for inappropriate content, and I don't want to deal with that. But yeah, I think Fire Punch, just because whenever he punched Rossiu, it fired him back up to accept reality, I guess, and just go and do what he needed to do. Number 2 choice, I'm going to go with Eevee. Well, and why Eevee? Well, as the evolution Pokemon, I think this fits well in with the overall themes of the characters, constantly evolving and breaking past their limits. Now, I will say this. Technically a starter, I'm going to also be including the partner Eevee and some of its movesets, just because I think that, again, that's a very good representation of the themes for the characters in the show of always evolving. First move we're going to be using is, again, a partner move. We're going to be doing VV Volley. And the descriptions for that is, as the bond between the trainer and Mon grow, the power of the move increases. Just like how the bonds between Team Daiguren grows, so does their power. Next up is Quick Attack. I think this just fits in well with the speed of Gurren Lagann, especially later on in the series, how they're able to just, faster than light and everything, like all that other stuff. Protect, because Simone has been shown to be a protector time and time again. Like whenever the anti-spirals first come in, his first instinct is to protect the city, protect his friends, protect Nia, all this other stuff. He's just shown to be a protector. The last move I'm going to go with is very much a stretch, but I'm going to go with Toxic. Now you're probably wondering why. Why Toxic? What about Simone is toxic? Well, and again, like I said, this is very much a stretch, and I realize this, but according to the anti-spiral, more or less, spiral beings are toxic to the universe, with how they're constantly evolving, and how the more that they evolve, they're going to end up destroying things. Next up, we've got the drill Pokemon, Excadrill. Wait. Hold on a second. That's not the drill Pokemon? What is it? Rhydon. The hell? Alright, either way, I'm going to go with what I think is a true drill Pokemon, Excadrill. Horn Drill is the first move up. As its description says, it hits with a horn that rotates like a drill and can one-hit KO the opponent, just like Giga Drill Break. Dig, as that is Simone's title, is Simone the Digger. And Smart Strike, as Simone knows where and how to dig and use his drill at, so that way he can perfectly go through the dirt, especially with like the bedrock when Team Daiguren is trapped underground. And then lastly, Earthquake, because that's what killed Simone's parents. Next up, we've got Gulwork, and this is more representative of Gurren Lagann. First move I'm going to be using is going to be Mega Kick. Why this move? I think that honestly it's the closest thing to Kamina's Man on Fire Blazing Chariot kick. It's the only kicking move that he knows. If he knew Blaze Kick, I'd give it to him, but he doesn't learn it in any game, in any gen. So it's Mega Kick. Got to do what you got to do. Phantom Force is the next move. I chose this one because I think it's just closest thing to Gurren Lagann's ability to rip open wormholes, traveling through them, and then fighting later. Fly, because Gurren Lagann is shown whenever they're going against the flying beastmen in general, they integrate the wings onto Gurren Lagann, allowing them to actually fly instead of just having to be launched up into the air. Last up, it's the move Giga Impact. This is pretty much self-explanatory. It's the closest it's got the name Giga Drill Break in it, or it's got the name Giga in it, and that's a perfect example for Giga Drill Break. For the legendary, there are honestly only two options that made sense in my opinion. Arceus, or is it Arceus? Arceus. We're gonna go with Arceus and Zekrom. Arceus because he is the creator of the universe, and I think that fits well with the my drill is the drill that creates the heavens. And then Zekrom because in a lot of its Pokédex entries, it is said to assist those who wish to build an ideal world, which is what Team Diagern is about, baby. But honestly, I decided to go with Arceus because I thought that he was the better fit. So the first move we're going to be using is Cosmic Power. Alright, the first two moves, Cosmic Power and Gravity. And this just goes to the sole fact that whenever they become Tengen Toppan Gurren Lagann, they pretty much have mastery over space and time by the fact that they're literally able to swing around galaxies. That shows some cosmic power in my opinion. Gravity, the Sea of Despair. Whenever the gravity is bringing them down, but then they rise through it. They have godlike powers as Tengen Toppan Gurren Lagann. Best thing I can come up with. Next up, we're gonna go with Seismic Toss. Honestly, it's the closest thing to the "my wife is the best in the universe" swing used by Daiga. And last up, I'm going to be using the move Judgment, which, depending on whatever type plate that you equip to Arceus, changes the typing of Judgment. And I just think with Gurren Lagann's adaptability, that just works very well. How they're able to pretty much change the situation, or change themselves into whatever situation they need to. So if you're using Arceus and you have Judgment equipped and you have the different plates, you know for a fact, alright, I'm about to go against a fire type Pokemon, or a fire type leader, legendary, whatever. You equip the water or aqua plate, whatever it's called. Judgment now becomes a water move. Boom. Dragon, you can either be dragon or fairy or ice. Boom, whatever you want it to be. Alright, so this one, I kind of wanted to switch it up and choose a Pokemon that was a representative of one of the most influential people in Simon's life. So there are three obvious choices in my opinion: Nia, Yoko, and of course Kamina. Now the Mons that I thought would be a good choice were Gardevoir, Inteleon, or Lopunny, and then either Bravia or Salamence respectfully. Now what about these specifically? Well, Gardevoir and Nia both have protected their trainer and Simon at the risk of their own life, or to the detriment of their own life, I should say. Also, one Pokédex entry mentions that Gardevoir is being able to create black hole and dimensional rifts, just like Nia is able to do when she's under the control of the anti-spiral. Inteleon for Yoko, just because of G-Max Inteleon with his sniper tower. Yoko's a sniper. Lopunny, because for reasons. Rule 34. Bravery, because he represents the freedom that Kamina fights for. And then I decided to go with Salamence, specifically in the Diamond, Pearl, Platinum Pokédex. It entry states, as a result of its long-held dream of flying, its cellular structure changed and wings grew out, and I think that perfectly represents Kamina. So Protect is the first move we're going to be using. Again, same with Simone as I said earlier. This goes very well with his role as just pretty much as being a protector for Simone and helping him mature and become the man that Simone will become. Attract's the next move I decided to go, and this was just due to his charismatic nature, how he was able to get the early stages of Team Gurren just to come together in the first place and just fight. The next move I'm going is going to be it's a bit of a stretch. It's going to be a Double Edge. Let's see this as a fit because, you know, double-edged sword, because he uses a sword, and how it's in his nature to where he just refuses to run away from anything, from a fight, from the earthquake like we see in the first episode, and how that can get him hurt and killed later on. Last up, this move was just a bit harder for me to come up with, but I think that it perfectly fits Kamina, and that is Endure. Again, like Simone, I've used two moves, Protect and Endure, like I did with Simone, or earlier on with the other mod. In all honesty, I think that this fits Kamina's character perfectly. And again, spoiler alert, I've already said it before, but I'm going to give you another one. It's just so you're, just so you can be warned. So 5, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so after Kamina's death at the hand of Timulf, that's how I looked it up, and it was pronounced Timulf. His legacy endures on within Simone and Team Gurren. And then, when they're sent into the multiversal labyrinth by the anti-spirals, he speaks to Simone and Yoko and just gives them one last talk and just helps them move on to go and finish the fight with the anti-spirals. That does it for this one, y'all. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed it and you made it this far, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Do you like my choice, or do you agree with some of my choices? I think that this fits overall a lot of the characters very, very well. Again, like I said, this was inspired off of Carthu, a YouTuber. I know, like I said, I'm sure this has been done time and time again, but his video is kind of like the first time I've seen this. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, let me know down below. But anyways, as always, please do the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. If you hated the video, let me know if you hated the video. I don't know, but either way, I want y'all to have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all later.